Welcome to Monday Returns. It was another ugly week in the markets. Dow Jones was down, S&P 500 was down, back past bear territory. NASDAQ was down, back past negative 30% on the year. So it was an ugly week on the markets. I think investors thought the Fed might pause the rate increases for a bit. That is not going to happen in the short term anyway. So very, very ugly week on the market. To jump into the individual ETF returns, kind of give you an idea of some of the things that weren't doing well last week. Cloud computing, technology, cybersecurity, and Eaton Vance had two different funds, one down 42% and another one down almost 36% on the week. So definitely places where you didn't want to be, or you didn't want your portfolio to have exposure to. Again, computing data, or sorry, cloud computing, which is strange because, obviously cloud computing is where everything is at. So this week was not a good week to be in there. On the upside, somewhat of an interesting week from that side. A lot of China-focused funds did very well. China Consumer Staples, Biotech Innovation Fund, state-owned enterprises, which is everything, China Consumer Leaders, Communication Services, the Golden Dragon Fund from Invesco, China Internet, another China discretionary, all did very, very well this week. I personally don't invest China. I don't believe in China. I don't believe anything that comes out of there from an investment standpoint. So, if you had these in your portfolios, you did well this past week. Interestingly enough, the thing that led the week overall was a cotton fund. So always remember your commodities. Cotton was up 21.43% in this fund last week. So a huge, huge increase. Just going to jump into this cotton one here, just kind of give you an idea of how these things can turn or move over time. So looking at the last month, again, down a little bit, then a huge jump over this last week. From a performance standpoint, I mean, again, over the last month, even with that huge week, it's still only up 5%. Zooming out to the last year, you can see, like most commodities, it's fairly volatile. Had some nice peaks and down, and peaks and down, and a nice little jump back, down 7% on the year. So again, commodities is probably something you do want to have in your portfolio. It's not going to help lower that volatility, but you do want to have some exposure to that. How much, obviously depends on your situation. So jumping back into the returns for the week, again, really, really rough week in the markets. We'll see what happens this week if there's a little bounce. Maybe people were overly aggressive and taking money off the table last week. Obviously some sectors of the market got beat up pretty bad, but we'll see where we go from here as we get in closer to the holidays. Big numbers coming in this week from an investment standpoint. Inflation readings come out on Thursday, so investors will have their eyes all over that one to get a feel for what the Fed's going to do, because the Fed is definitely driving a car right now. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. You have a good week, and we'll talk to you on Friday. Have a good one.